Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about how to sort and filter your call bookings using two of my favorite apps, Calendly and Landbot. So we're going to filter for fit and priority and then ship them to the right sales reps and set those rules. And we're going to use those two pieces of software. Those are the main things we're going to talk about in this. So let's dive right in. All right, so the first reason that this is even a problem is we get about 150 demos booked with us per month. We had two full-time sales reps, then we had people from ops that were kind of hybrid. They were helping field some of the calls and then also managing accounts. So now we have a couple of people still in that hybrid role, about 3 people in that hybrid role, and then 2 more dedicated sales people that just came on. So the big thing then is we want our top most experienced reps to be handling the highest priority calls. And then we want our newer or less experienced reps to get those kind of lower priority calls. Now, of course, all prospects are dear and precious to us, and we want to help them the best we can. But the way we help them is by prioritizing our time and our people to put them in the right place with the right system. So, and really like on a high level, I want my top reps to kind of be focused on the biggest accounts. And so when their calendar is constantly getting booked or overbooked with these lower priority deals, then it really, like, we suffer because most of our calls are going to be in those lower pockets. So then when this big Series E funded startup wants to talk to us and then, we don't have a call booking available for next 3 weeks, that's opportunity loss. So here's how we deal with it. Let's dive into the first, which is Calendly. So the way we use Calendly, let me show you here, is we have sales and strategy. So here's our events. So the first thing we did was we created these events in Calendly. So we have combined links for like partnership deals. And then we have it set in tier 1, tier 2. And these aren't like people interested. It's kind of confusing because it's not people interested in that level of service for our, because those are also, we put our pricing into tiers. These are based on staffing levels. So if it's 1 to 10 staff size company, then we label that a tier 1. If it's 10 to 50, that's tier 2, 50 to 200. This is really our sweet spot. Those funded startups in the 50 to 200, that's where our fastest growing segment is, usually where we can do some of the best damage. And then we have those upper tiers. If they're 50 to 200, I guess those two are similar or the same, 200 to 500, 500 plus. So what I want is my top reps, which is my head of sales and my head of ops, to help with those biggest clients and for their calendar to be more free. For tier 4, 200 to 400, we also trust Jordan and Brian so far to additionally help out on those. In this 50 to 200, that's again still that same group, but it looks like I also threw Eli, which is one of our ops. He's also leading the charge on the white label side. He's been taking some calls for us and kind of learning that side as well. And then on the lower one, like we have different reps of different strengths. And the best part is like I can set up rules. So if this is, the 0 to 10, so yes, our pricing is designed to be affordable for anyone. But if you have budget, if you have authority in the space, like we can help you with a much higher percentage of confidence. So we don't want our calendars to be overly booked with people that we have less of a chance to help. We want to keep it clean for the people we can do the most. So I can actually come in here and I can set up rules. I can say, yes, add these people here. I can actually say priority level. Actually, that's on a different one. I can put buffers here. I can say I only want 1 or 2 of these scheduled per day. So that's going to space it out. In addition to limiting who's on this, I can also space out how many can be scheduled in a day to leave room for others. I can put a bigger buffer. I can put bigger buffers here. I can show longer increments instead of smaller ones, which will limit how many events that show. And then I can also on that same one, when I have different team members on there, I can set that priority. So Zoom or Calendly let us do this cool thing where I can put people on to an event, multiple people. It's optimized for availability. So we send one link and they can see all of the available times, which are all the times available by all these people. If that time has 3 of these people available, it'll then prioritize based on how we do the star ranking system. So that's actually pretty cool that we can do that. I had to kick my dog out. They were trying to come in. So those are the main ways that we can control those events. We can control who's on the events, how many of those events can be scheduled in a given day, what the priority sequence is for those people that are scheduled on those events. And then here's the way that we sort people that come to our website to those appropriate events. So this is another piece of software. It's called Landbot, landbot.io. And basically it's like a chatbot, but it's like a sequencing. So I can set this up. And for example, let me show you what it looks like on the website. They click the call booking. So when they are on our website, this is me before the stress of entrepreneurship. When they click book a call, actually this one's like a general one. So let's start again. This is what it looks like from the user's experience. First, it's this cool kind of interactive chatbot. And it says, which service were you looking at? We'll select paid ads, LinkedIn ads for this one. And then I usually just stick to no more than 3 questions, usually 2 if I can get away with it, no more than 3. Is this for you, your clients, or both? This is for my company. And then we ask about how many, what their size is. I guess there's not one for 500 plus. Oh, there it is. So let's say 50 to 200. And then it produces, based on that flow, produces this Calendly booking, this link that then shows the available times, which you just saw on the back end, how we control that. So on this end, this is how that logic flow is actually created. So I can say, here's the questions. And then for each of these answers, I can then route it to a different answer. And so then I can set the events and the links. And I can actually just embed Calendly into these. But when I initially set it up, it was kind of glitchy. So I just put the links and it avoided some of those glitches. So now I can set up those paths, and you can set up, pretty complicated paths where it's, so this one's possibly both, and they go, where do they go? They go all the way over to here. Okay. So we just kick them over to there. So they don't even, if it's, let's see. And I think if it's for my clients, so yeah, if it's white labeled or possibly both, they go to this group over here. Only if it's just for that single individual company do they then get the extra qualifying step of, how much staff are we looking at? And then based on the answers there, they get sent to these. So, and because they get sent back to Calendly, on our Calendly, I'll show you this one last thing that I think is pretty cool. For all of these, the easiest way to do like attribution is on Calendly and on HubSpot, any way you book calls. If you go to your advanced settings here, confirmation page, you can redirect to a external URL. So upon confirmation, you kick them to a thank you page or a booked call page on your website. That URL can now be a conversion. That can be a conversion that you are able to track in all of your platforms across the map. So that's kind of huge. You can sort the calls by fit and priority. You can curate the events, assign, prioritize, set rules for each of the events to control the flow, optimize everyone's time. And then you can track those conversions by kicking them to a URL that's kind of a goal point or a checkpoint. So if you guys found this helpful, we do have a pretty cool YouTube channel. I think it's almost pushing 200 videos. It's the largest collection of LinkedIn ads related how-to videos that's probably outside of LinkedIn itself. And I would definitely appreciate it if you guys liked this video, commented with any questions you have, and head over to the Impactable YouTube channel and subscribe there as well. Thank you so much.